and let us all do we can to build a better future. The Biden crime family, that's been sharing a lot on social media. Hashtag Biden crime family, hashtag Biden crime family exposed. And let's face it, if Hunter Biden was not the son of the president of the United States, well, he wouldn't be seeing the light of day. Again, we have a two-tier justice system where if you're part of the establishment, the laws of the land don't apply to you. And plus, with the infamous booger sugar in the White House, I mean, we may never, and I say never know, apologies for that. We may never know how it got there in the first place. We may never know how it got there. How did it get there? We'll let you decide. So, Fox News decided to talk about Hunter Biden's little scandals flying around him. And they actually bring somebody on the show to talk about it. And who else would know better about crime than a former mob boss? This is why I like Fox News. They're very entertaining. And I thought, why not have the Friday show with this entertainment of Hunter Biden and all of his scandals? Let's go ahead and bring it up here. Shout out to Citizen Free Press for sharing this. Let's go check it out.
Michael Franzese is a former mobster with the Colombo family.
To quote Paulie Walnuts, he survived the Colombo Wars by the skin of his nuts.
Michael, what did you do to get convicted?
Hey, Fox News. First of all, I don't talk that way. Don't, shh. No self-snitching here.
Well, it was a RICO case that I pled guilty on. I actually had 3 RICO cases. 2 of them were federal.
Dude, you should just say no comment. I ain't saying nothing. Come on, Michael.
One brought on by Rudy Giuliani, and the other one was a state RICO case out of Florida. So I spent several months on trial defending one. I was fortunately acquitted in that case. I pled guilty to a second federal RICO indictment, and also pled guilty to a third in Florida. So I'm very familiar with the statute.
So the statute, you understand, is...
And by the way, just so you all know, Michael Franzese does have a YouTube channel, and I do listen to it myself. It's pretty good content. I like it, but I'm just being biased here because, But when I saw this video, I had to share it on our channel and talk about it because, again, we've made it very clear about the scandals of the Biden family and what Joe Biden has done, what Hunter Biden has done. And the thing is, I just find it fascinating that we live in a two-tier system. And by the way, if any of these scandals were happening under Trump's administration, you better believe that all the liberal media, all the vote blue, no matter who sycophants, would be saying and screaming from the rooftop that Trump needs to be kicked out of the White House immediately. Again, Biden has made a career in being corrupt. He gladly said that he'd prostitute himself to corporations. And, I might make a controversial statement here, but U.S. politicians versus organized crime. Who's more evil? I'm just going to give my own bias and say our politicians. Okay? I think never before have we ever witnessed an institution try and claim itself to be the good guys, but yet screw over millions of its own citizens every day. And Roger Meadows tipped $2. Oh, I watch this guy's YouTube channel. I recommend it. It's a very good YouTube channel.
It's a kind of a conspiracy deal, and obviously there was some taxes not paid. How is that similar, and what you were doing similar to the Bidens?
Well, Jesse, I had 18 shell companies. And when I say shell companies,
Shh, please, Michael, don't give away too much of it. Anyways, I kid. I'm going to rewind that just so we could hear what he's saying.
How is that similar, and what you were doing similar to the Bidens?
Well, Jesse, I had 18 shell companies. And when I say shell companies, all these companies had was a bank account. They had no brick and mortar office. We had no employees. We had no product that we were selling, nothing. All we did was collect money. And the money that I was collecting was tax money that we were defrauding the government out of. So, and the only purpose, again, for these companies was to collect that money. So, it's exactly the same thing that I see going on with Biden. And I'm wondering why they're not asking certain questions. Well, what service did you provide? What product did you sell? Why were you collecting this money? I mean, these are easy questions, but there don't seem to be any answers to them.
And it is interesting. Like, look, I get it, right? Because the amount of pressure that the federal authorities and institutions have done towards organized crime, okay, I see it. How come it's not being applied to Hunter Biden and Joe Biden? The answer is simple. We have corrupt criminals running our U.S. government. The nutcases have took over the asylum. The crazy people are in control of the ones and twos. That's where we're at right now as a country, as a people. And by the way, our dumb big brain politicians, they're the ones who helped create organized crime. They did so with prohibition. They did so with the war on drugs, and they'll continue to do so. And they're profiting off of the prison industrial complex. Our politicians are. No one should be surprised that this is happening.
And, I'm going to tell you this, Jesse, I'm very familiar with the statute. You have suspicious bank accounts. You got money flowing into shell companies. You have money going into everybody but Joe Biden. Of course, if he doesn't want to, put this money in his account, you wouldn't do that. I didn't put the money in my account. It went everywhere else, and then I collected it in a different way. So you have all of this. You have text messages. You have emails. You have photos. You have witnesses. This is a slam dunk RICO indictment. Now, I'm not saying there's going to be a conviction. I don't know. You're innocent until proven guilty. But as far as an indictment, if this were one of my fellow associates on the street or myself, I'd have been indicted a long time ago.
10 out of 10. This has been an awesome video so far, and we're halfway through it. But again, he's bringing up some good points. If it had been him or one of his associates, they would have been one and done by the federal authorities. One and done. But yet we're witnessing a two-tier justice system. See, the laws of the land don't apply to the rich and powerful and politically connected.
With the amount of evidence that I'm seeing just from a distance and what I'm hearing every day.
Michael, you said that the money came into these shells and none of them actually hit your bank account. You got the money in other ways. What did you mean by that? Because that's what Joe's saying.
Yo, hey, stop asking too many questions there, buddy.
No penny hit his account.
Well, of course it wouldn't hit his account. If this is money, he doesn't want to be attached to him. If he's influence peddling or his son is going around selling Joe's office or Joe's illusion of, being able to provide a service as vice president, why would he have the money going into his account? He doesn't want it, attached to him in any way. So he could send it everywhere else. But, in this case, sending it to family members, there still has to be a service that these family members provided. Why is the money going into their accounts? What did they do for it? And of course, the sources are questionable, China and Ukraine and so on and so forth. Again, Jesse, I'm not saying he's innocent or he's guilty. What I'm saying is, from my experience, and it's vast, this is a slam dunk indictment, no doubt. There's a pattern of racketeering here. This was done over a period of time. You could say that there's an argument can be made that the Biden is a criminal organization.
Yeah. We're going to rewind that, but real quick, we had a couple of people in the live stream chat just say some things that caught my attention. We had someone say they took down the mob. Big Mike 8808 says they took down the mob to become the mob themselves. That means the politicians, which again, yes, our corrupt politicians who are owned by corporations are now the gangsters themselves. And Roger Meadows tipped $2 on Rockfin and says, no, Kit, the question is, who is more gangster, our U.S. government or the organized crime? And you know what? Controversial statement here. No disrespect to anybody, but the way our government's been acting, it's pretty gangster, man. And except they're the ones who get to make the rules. They're the ones who don't pay their taxes. You think any of our politicians are paying taxes? We have reported on this show how our politicians are doing insider trading. If you, a regular civilian, or let's say any of these criminal organizations, were doing some kind of insider trading, do you know how fast our government would be to stamp on you or anybody else if you did a fraction of what Nancy Pelosi's doing? Again, the nutcases have took over the insane asylum, and all the doctors and sane people are in the padded cells. No wonder YouTube censorship is on the rise. Let's go ahead and play this again.
He's innocent or he's guilty. What I'm saying is, from my experience, and it's vast, this is a slam dunk indictment, no doubt. There's a pattern of racketeering here. This was done over a period of time. You could say that there's an argument can be made that the Biden is a criminal organization if this money is coming in illegally. But it certainly looks that way to me. I mean, and again, not only did I defend my own, but I've seen many of my former associates that had RICO indictments, and the pattern is always the same. And this looks exactly like that.
Are you in the United States right now, Mike?
Yo, stop asking questions, man. Stop. This Fox News reporter, Jesse Waters, man. You're asking way too many questions.
No, I'm in Italy right now.
Dude, don't give away your location. Come on.
Ciao.
Why would you ask that question? And same thing to Michael, man. Much love from Hardlands Media here in Chicago. But dude, don't give away your location. You just said Italy. Okay, you're fine, but they can narrow it down, man. I hope you didn't mean Italy, like maybe Italy somewhere else. Like maybe there's a small town named Italy somewhere. Okay? Just shush on that. But it's important to get that perspective, that point of view. And look, when we look at how this administration has been handling itself and its numerous crimes surrounding it, you know that we live in a hypocritical system. The fact that a former mobster, former mob boss, can call out the Biden-Harris administration and Hunter Biden and say, hey, what you're doing is what I did. It should tell you what kind of system we're in. But don't tell that to vote blue no matter who, blue MAGA supporters. They'll get triggered and cry themselves asleep. We live in a madhouse, and it shouldn't be that way.